Hi, well, today I just got my brand new Stronglite Ergo Pro II chair, and I thought I'd take it from scratch and show you how to take it out of the box, how to unpack it, how to set it up, put the pieces together, and then how to make some adjustments. And in the process, I'll be talking about a little bit about why the Stronglite Ergo Pro II chair is the best chair on the market. So first, to take it out of the box, make sure you unpack it from the end that says open this end, okay? And you just have to slit a bit of the tape that's on the edges here, on the side, and then open the box up. Now, the first thing you'll notice when you open the box is that there's a couple of pieces of foam here. Just take those out. Those are packing foam. You don't need those. There's the whole chair, and the pieces are generally all packed inside of one plastic bag, one big plastic bag. You can either unknot the top. It's generally just knotted at the top, and there's one loose piece in here. This is the chest pad that comes unattached for shipping, and then the rest of it is all in the bottom of the bag. So there's a handle on the chest pad support. Chest pad support right here. There's the wooden brace that's underneath the chest pad has a handle on it. You can just grab it there and lift the whole thing out of the box, and including, okay, that came out of the plastic, that's fine. And there's a couple extra pieces down in the bottom, all right? So there's a couple extra foam pieces down there that you don't need, and we'll just get that off to the side there. At the bottom of the bag, the pieces that were in there were a face cradle pad and the bag that you're going to use to carry it in after it's folded up and you're moving it from side to side. Okay, so here's the chair. There's a piece that's locked in there that you can just take off. That's the face cradle brace. So just remove the plastic that holds that around the chair, and we'll just set that to the side. And here is the chair without three pieces. We still have to put it on. We have to put the chest pad on, the face cradle on, and the face cradle support needs to be on here as well. So the face cradle support is going to go into these two holes at the top. So let's get that out of the bag. And the face cradle support locks into place with this cam lock. This one handle that just goes down, that locks it and that unlocks it. You have to unlock it so that the braces will slide into these holes. Make sure you get it in the right direction. If there's a locking screws on either side, there's two locking screws. If those are tightened up, and oftentimes they are, then just untighten them so that you can slide it all the way in, let it drop all the way down, and then you can lock it into place with the cam. You can take the face cradle cushion out of its bag, and there's Velcro on the back. Match it to the Velcro on the support underneath, and that's on. And then there's the chest pad, which is in exactly the same shape as the chest pad support. On some chairs, you might have a chest pad that's this nice and long. It's a very nice and long chest pad, but you look underneath it and you see that the chest pad support only goes down 2/3 of the way, so it really doesn't support the whole chest. That's one of the nice things about this chair. So we'll stick that on there as well. Okay, so now all the pieces are on there, and we're ready to open the chair itself. Normally, this would be, after you take it out of your case, that would be in a down position. Here's a little tricky part that people get confused about. There is a locking mechanism that keeps the chair folded closed and also folded open. So the locking mechanism to keep it folded closed is this little ball on a bungee cord underneath here, and unless you're able to find it, you won't be able to open the chair, or you may break it in trying to get it open. So make sure you find that little ball on the bungee cord, unsnap it, okay? And you notice there's a couple of packing pads that are still in there. And the way to open it is I put my foot down here against the front leg, the side of the front leg, to hold it in place. I hold on to the handle that's on the chest pad that I showed you earlier. And then my other hand goes underneath the back of the seat. And all I do, once I've got it unlocked, is just give it a little tug and boom. And in this case, the packing pads fell out. Oh, here's also the instruction booklet, which unfortunately is packed into the chair. So if you don't know about the locking mechanism, you're in trouble. So you can go through this, and I think it's pretty accurate. There's some, this was for the Ergo Pro II, and there are a few changes, but for the most part, it's pretty accurate on there. But this video is the most up-to-date one, so pay attention here. Okay, so after you've unfolded it, I mentioned that there's a way to lock it in the position that's open, and that's on the front. So the locking mechanism for the closed position is on the back. The locking mechanism for the open position is on the front. It's a handle, and the handle hooks over this bar, and just push it down with a snap, and now you can't close the chair. Okay, so when you're ready to close the chair, you have to remember that locking mechanism as well. After I've opened the chair up, then I like to make the adjustments for the face cradle, the chest pad, and the armrest. I just open, using the cam lever here, the face cradle and lift it up. On the same side is another cam lever, and that's for the chest pad, and I adjust that generally into a 90-degree position in relationship to the seat down here, okay? And then I lock that in. And on the opposite side is a lever that releases the armrest. And so I pull that up parallel to the floor, okay? And now the chair is open and ready for use. Except, let's start looking at the adjustments here. Except for me, it's not actually ready to use because the seat height is in the lowest position. And I want to raise it up. And one of the great things about this chair, one of the unique things about this chair, is it's the only chair that when you increase the height of the customer, when you bring the customer up to a height that's comfortable for you to work on, none of the angles that the customer is in will change. So the relationship between the knee rest and the seat will stay the same. The chest pad and the seat will stay the same. You may have to adjust the armrest, but that's a minor issue. So to get it ready for me to work, that is on a comfortable height for me, this is way too low. This is for the short people. At the back is, the back legs have this wonderful little simple mechanism that allows the legs to slide up and down about 9 inches in change in 10 inches in height. And it uses bullet catches here. You just press the bullet catch in with your thumb, and you bring the leg down 1 notch, 2 notch, however far you want to bring it down. I'm going to bring it down to the 3rd from the top. I found that as I got older, I like the customer to be higher to me so I don't have to lean over quite as much. And I'll do the same thing for the 2nd leg. And it's very simple. If you want to change it to a different height after you've adjusted it here and you want to bring it down lower, that's actually pretty simple to do as well. What I do is this is a little trick thing I do, is I just sit on the chair and I just drop both down at the same time, like that. Okay, so let's bring them back up again. My level there. So now it's comfortable height for me, the practitioner. Remember that a massage chair adjustability is always a compromise. It's never perfect because you want them low when you're working on the upper part of the body. You want them high when you're working on the back and lower part of the body. Okay, so it's always where's the best medium for you as the practitioner. Okay, we still have in this position, the only thing that really changed was the angle of the armrest. Now, some people like an armrest where the customer's arms are hanging down. I'm more comfortable with the customer's arms being parallel to the floor, being flat, not dragging out their shoulder, pulling out their shoulders. One of the things that happens with the armrest on people who are very tall is that sometimes their arms, they put their arms facing forward and their shoulders get scooched up behind, okay? And their scapula gets pushed together back there and it's hard to work on their back. You want a nice open shoulder, upper back area when you're working. So if somebody has long arms and they're pushed out like that, the simplest thing to do is just to turn their arms in like this. It opens the upper back out and you're golden at that point, okay? So one of the nice things about this chair is that it has a great adjustability and some unique adjustability for the chest pad. Now most chest pads do go up and down. They slide all the way up or all the way down. I like a midpoint for me, of course. And that's common on most massage chairs. What's very uncommon is for a chest pad to move in this direction. Why would you want to move to pivot that way? Well, when you have somebody who has kind of a Buddha belly, if the chest pad always stays at the same angle, if they are bigger here, it'll push them further back on the seat. Okay, their belly will push them further back until they're hanging off the back end of the seat, and that's not comfortable for them. So with the pivoting chest pad, you can just pivot the chest pad out of the way, make plenty of room for their Buddha belly, and lock it into place, and they'll still be at a good angle for you to work on their back and shoulders. So, okay, my Buddha belly's not that Buddha big yet. Someday probably. All right, and then the face cradle, same thing. It's got a kind of a hidden, a little bit more hidden feature on this one. It of course goes up and down, and if you lift it up you can lock it into place. There's screw locks on both sides. I always keep it down for when the person first sits in the chair, and then if I need to, if they're very tall, then I can bring it up higher. But the first thing I'd do is I'd bring the chest pad up as high as possible for tall people, and then the second thing would be the face cradle. So when I have somebody getting in the chair, I will ask them to lean forward and tuck their chin and then hook their face over the face cradle. Let me see if I have a face cradle cover over here. Okay, and we'll just slide that on, around, up, over. Okay, so you've seen the second way that it moves. It moves up and down. It also moves, pivots around the pivot point here of the locking mechanism. However, there is a third way that it moves, and a lot of people, I've met people in massage classes who had a Stronglite massage chair and never just knew that the face cradle moved also in this direction, up and down. So there's a little extra mechanism in here that allows you to move it up into people's faces. So I always start with it lifted up when I'm having people get into the chair, and then I instruct them to just lean forward, and oftentimes I'll say hook your face over the face cradle, hook the face over the face cradle. So I don't want them to be forward like this. And the reason is because it tends to compress the cervical vertebrae behind, and I don't want to do that. I want to open the cervical vertebrae, so I want their head tilted forward. It also, if they hook their face over the face cradle, it also helps prevent them from sliding down on the chair. It literally is holding them up and helping to elongate the spine, which is very good for the spine as well. So it kind of would look like this. And then I just bring this lever up and out of the way so it doesn't get in the way of their arm down there. Okay, so you can just bring it alongside the face cradle. All right, so that's the face cradle, that's the chest rest, that's the arm rest. Let's look at the seat. The seat also has a hidden feature. You can flatten the seat out. It stays at this angle so that it never changes with the chest pad and the face cradle, but you actually can flatten it out. There's a bullet latch underneath here, and once you press that, it's right here. There's the bullet catch right there, and here's the hole that it fits into is right there, okay? And all you do is you reach underneath, press the bullet latch, lift the chair up, and then hidden underneath is this tongue that's going to fit into this hole right here. And it has two places, a high version and a medium version. Rarely would you need the high version, but the medium version you'll probably use the most. And you can have the seat be flat. Now, why would you want the seat flat? Two reasons. First is if you have a practice that includes the legs in the chair massage, this is a way that you can have the person sitting up. I'm just going to make a quick adjustment on the upper end here with the face cradle and the chest pad, and turned around backwards. You don't want the seat angled down, you want the seat angled flat, and they can lean back, and we always put a pillow underneath and oftentimes cover them with a drape in front. But now you can do the leg and any feet work that you want to do with them in that position. So that's reason number one for that adjustment on the seat to adjust it flat. The second reason is because for some people, they can't bend their knees easily. They've had surgery, they've had injuries. If they're a linebacker, they may have thick thighs and they literally can't bend their knees. They can't crouch down like that. So the leg rest, this is another unique feature to the Ergo Pro massage chair. The leg rests come off, and they also release with a button latch as well. Here's the button. You press it down, slide the leg rest forward and off. It comes off in just a second. No problem at all. I stick it underneath there. And now, if I'm sitting in the chair and I'm not going to slide through with my feet on the floor, if it was on an angle like this, and I had my feet on the floor, there'd be a tendency to slide down like that, okay? So that helps people stay comfortable in that position. And some people just take one off. My mom, who I massage every night in the chair, she's got one bad knee, okay, arthritic knee. And so I just keep one off and one on, and that works just fine as well. Remember, you want this angled at 90 degrees, generally to start with, as much as possible for most people. Okay, I think that's the adjustability and the features of the chair. We covered that. Let's just look real quickly at how to pack it up into the carry bag. So the first thing is we're going to collapse the chair. Now remember, I said it won't collapse or it won't open unless you take the locks off. So we did lock this up. The lock is in front. I'm just going to lift it up. Okay. To collapse the chair, you don't mess with the three parts first. Just collapse it first. Hold on to the front of the chair. When we opened it, we held on to the back of the seat. Now we're going to hold on to the front of the seat and hold on to the chest pad handle. And boom, it's closed. Then remember to lock it up. You've got a lock underneath here. Bring the bungee ball up. Now it's locked. Now it can't open. And then we'll collapse the armrest. I go from bottom to top. Armrest first. Let that drop down. Chest pad second. Okay. Let that drop in. And face cradle third. And let that drop down as well. Everything into place. And now it's in the collapsed position. The bag, let's take a look at that. Here's the carry case. And here's what it looks like opened up. There is a front and a back. The way you know the front side from the back side is the front side has the logo on it, and it's also got this pocket here. Okay, there's a logo on a pocket. There's a very big pocket, stretched all the way down from side to side, can hold lots of supplies. To put the chair in the bag, we're first going to unzipper it completely, all the way around. And then we're going to put the back side down on the floor, and the front side with the logo up is going to be up. So here we go. So we'll just slide that down there. And you might notice already that there's a slit in the bottom of the bag. Well, that's where the feet, the legs are going to go. They're just going to slide in and slip them through there. You can see them through the bottom. And then you can zipper it up a little bit on both sides. I generally go like halfway up on each side, like that. And then I set the chair up, let it settle into the bag, and zipper it up the rest of the way on both sides. To carry the chair with you, here's a handle, a strap on the top, and you can use that just to pull along behind you, and the wheels on the sidewalk, very comfortable. I've done this many, many times on the streets of San Francisco. There's also a strap for your shoulder, so you can hang it over your shoulder, and then extra strap on the pocket that you can use to balance it. You can put it on either shoulder, crosswise or on the same shoulder. And the third way you can carry it is there's two more straps, and you can just carry it alongside as well. So those are the three ways that are possible to move it around. All right, so now we've got it in the bag and we're ready to go to work. Enjoy your massage and keep in touch.